Okay. So that's it.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, everyone. So this is my first live stream. um, I don't know what to say. Oh. So I'm here with Tanya and Areya. So if you want to present yourself, who wants to go first? Maybe I can do like this. Like this. That's better. Tanya?
Yeah, sure. Oh, hey, Ian.
Oh.
It's here, always the champion. Yeah. So for Ian, who doesn't know me yet, no, I'm kidding. I'm Tanya. I'm working on my first draft of a YA fantasy book. It goes by the project name Echoes and Waves. And I don't know what else to say. I've been kind of on a break, so today I'm going back, like for the first time after I think like maybe 2 months of not writing actual words in the draft. So it should be exciting.
Oh, yes.
And my name's Araya Rasmussen, and I'm revising my hunting memoir. I'm on draft 3, and I'm editing chapter 10 today. And yeah.
Super. Yes. So I'm Leah. I'm a French new author tuber, and yes, this is my first live stream, as Jan said. And for my part, I'm going back also to my political fantasy, and it's I'm on draft 3 as well, but I'm rewriting a lot of stuff because I want it to be more. Um, I don't know. More structure, I guess, and with more plots and stuff. Yeah. So I'm so excited. There are so many people here. Well, hi, GM, Nina, Natasha. Hello. Oh, and Jamila is here. Hello.
Hey.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So, first of all, do you have something to drink or snack while we're here for this session?
Yeah, I have just standard tea with me, and I have my dinner pre-made, so I'm going to eat at
Okay,
some
what
point.
kind of tea is that?
It's just herbal. It's like some sort of a mix. I
Okay, nice.
generally drink herbal tea or water.
Mm.
Real boring.
I have my cup of matcha latte here.
Hey, it's nice.
Nice, yes.
Beautiful cup too.
Yes, I like it because it's big. And it's supposed to be a Christmassy cup, but it's the only one I have in this size, so I'm drinking it every day. What about you,
So
Raya?
I went to a coffee shop and got an energy drink. So
Oh,
it's that coffee shop's version of kind of like a Red Bull Blast, but it's sugar free. And then I have a bagel to eat while I write.
Awesome.
awesome. Yes. So I don't know if you have any question for us in the chat, or if we can just yap a bit before going to the stream, to the sprint, sorry. Um, I'm happy because I did manage. I was a bit stuck on chapter 12. I was rewriting a bunch of it, and I didn't know how to put the my last draft and the new drafting together. And I managed to write a bit before, because here in Europe it's well, in continental Europe it's 6 p.m. But I know in America it's like noon or morning. Yeah. So what I was saying? Yeah, I managed to write a bit beforehand, and I think I finished my chapter 12. So I'm going to go into chapter 13, which is going to be much more easy, I think. So that's nice.
Awesome.
Yeah.
How many chapters do you have?
I think I have 34 chapters, but I want to go to extend it and go to 40.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Is this
is
your guys? Sorry.
no, you go ahead.
I was just gonna ask if this was your guys' usual time to write, or do you guys write more in the morning?
Tanya, do you want to?
um, Ideally, I want to write in the morning. Not necessarily because I write better or more creatively in the morning, but just because it's easier for me not to get derailed and never get to writing at all during the day. So yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, but I wouldn't say that that's what I do every day. um, I like nighttime too when it's like really dark. In theory, yeah. What about you?
Just wanted to say thank you, Jamilat, for passing by, and then we can move on to the question of area. Sorry. Uh, I like to write during the morning too, or the afternoon. And I know it's a bit complicated for me to write in the evening because I'm usually super tired after my day of work, and I'm not a night owl at all.
Mm.
But yeah, when you work a 9 to 5, it's a bit difficult to write in the morning, or you have to wake up very early, which I don't do usually. But I I've been doing it for a bit this these last few days, so maybe I need to try. I don't know, waking up at 5 a.m. every day. I don't know. It sounds like a lot of yeah. It sounds difficult actually. Maybe 6 a.m. Yeah. What about you,
I,
Maria?
when I was working on draft 2, I was doing a lot in the morning because I was still on my 5/8s. But since I switched to 4/10s, um, I work a longer day. So most of the time, my writing happens on the weekend. So like yesterday, I spent all day writing.
Mm,
So and
yeah.
then usually it's like, so it just kind of depends on the day. Like Fridays, I'll spend the evenings writing. Saturday, I usually write all day, and Sunday it's usually in the morning before I have to go grocery shopping and everything.
And you
Wow,
manage to stay motivated and concentrating all day in the weekends, like,
good question.
or because I can't. I just do maybe like 1 hour or something, and I can't do more. How do you
I
do
feel
it?
like, well, I feel like I don't make progress in something if I'm not in it for several hours, and it
Okay.
helps me stay in the chapter. And I usually go through it like 3 times. So I definitely did burn out a little bit about dinner time yesterday, but I break up the day. I usually get on my walking pad for
Mm,
like an hour, and then I also took the dog for a walk and took a break. And like I just step away every few hours. I
okay.
mean, it's still a long day.
Mm.
But that's
But
smart.
yeah, you're making a lot of progress like that way. Oh, GM has a question. So, where is your favorite place to write? Is it at your desk or somewhere else, like the couch or your bed or outside, etc.? Who wants to go first?
You go, Real.
um, I spend majority of my time right here at my desk, but I mean, I like the little times where I can get away. Um, I don't really focus as well. I won't read. I can't write in bed. I'll fall asleep. Like I procrastinate sleep anything. So I'm like, no, I can't do that. I fall asleep in my desk, so I do not need to lay down and write. But I did try and write outside last weekend, and that was really nice. And I've had my laptop out while I'm camping and stuff, and I just like that every once in a while where you can change the pace. But I like my desk because I have a monitor and I can have several pages open. Instead of if you go somewhere else, you just have your laptop and you don't have all your extra things, your fun keyboard. But I think it's still nice to get out and about, just not all the time.
Yeah.
Can you just post something about, like, I haven't watched it, but like about writing outside?
Yeah, that's
Oh
what I did
yes, I
last
watched
weekend.
it. It was really nice. Yeah.
Well, I have to watch it.
Yeah. Actually, I don't have a desk. Well, I have a desk, but there's my sewing machine on it, so I can't use it for for my computer. And so usually I write in my bed, but it's not the best place, I guess. And also right now I'm on my kitchen table. Yeah. But I can do that when I'm alone at the flat when my roommate is not here. But I think my favorite place to write is outside, like in a cafe or in the train. Also, I really love it.
Mm,
Yeah, I think in the train usually you don't have a good Wi-Fi or good data, so you have to focus. So that's where I make the most progress. But unfortunately, I'm not taking the train many like uh, usually. It's
yeah.
yeah.
Is it very loud? Does that bother you at all, the noise?
Usually I have my headphones on, so yeah.
Honestly, I don't really go to cafes,
Mhm.
in part because I don't know, it's money, and
Yeah.
I usually can't order anything anyway. But just the noise, I feel like would bother me. Maybe what I should try. This is not the question, but maybe what I should try is go to the library sometimes. I'm kind of always not not lazy, but like I'm a little it takes me a little bit to actually go outside out of the house. But I should do that more. Um, yeah, I don't know. I have definitely discovered writing like in fresh air and outside, as I've been writing a bunch of other things by hand, and that you can do literally anywhere. And that
Mhm.
was really nice. So I'm thinking how I can bring that into the actual drafting. Um, we'll see.
And also
Yeah.
you dictate, right?
Yeah, that's the other part. I would generally not sit at my desk and rather like walk around in my room, um, just muttering to myself essentially. But I'm also wondering, like today, I'm not going to dictate. I'm going to type, and I'm kind of thinking about trying that out more to do more typing, and then I could, for example, I actually have an Alpha Smart, so I could take that outside in the park or something. I don't know. So I don't really have an answer, but I have a lot of things that I could try. Yeah.
And GM said, we don't have train in Las Vegas, but when I was in Dublin, I loved taking the train. I could totally see myself just riding the train to get some writing done. I love that. So you went to Dublin, so that's super nice. I always wanted to go there. I just went to Cork, I think, in Ireland. Yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, I guess if you have to take the car everywhere, it's a bit difficult. It's more difficult to write in it. I love I for going. Sorry, when I go to my job, I take public transportation, so it's like a suburban train, and I don't write in it often, but I usually read in it, so it's really nice.
Yeah.
Also,
Also depends if you get a seat or if it's like packed.
yeah,
And then it's like
exactly.
hard. Or you write on your phone, I guess. But yeah.
Mm, yeah. Nina said, train are so nice to write. I am visiting a friend in Germany soon, and that means 6.5 hour train ride. Wow, that's a lot.
Ooh.
I hope I can get a lot of writing done then. I hope you can as also. Um, I don't know if you are writing on a software or on online, but you should definitely like download your writing so you can
Right.
write it offline if you don't have any Wi-Fi, because I know in train it can be a bit wonky. All right. Do you want to jump into a sprint maybe?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So I need to see how I'm going to do that. Yes. But I don't know
Hey.
why it's not 25. Do you want 25 or something else? We can do 30 or less. I don't know.
Personally, I really like 30, but
30? Yes.
I
Let's
don't
do
know if you
that.
would have to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
I never remember.
I don't know. Start focus maybe.
I think it's like in settings general or something.
Yes. Oh, no. Sorry. I'm
Yeah, there.
like this.
Well, you're teaching me because I have no idea how to use Focus.
Seeing it in real time.
Okay, like this. No, it didn't work. No.
No?
Reset maybe. No. Yes, that's it. Sorry about that. Okay, so
What? Sorry,
you
Ian has bees, apparently.
oh, sorry, I didn't see. Oh, what happened to my screen? Sorry. Okay. No. I have to
Spacey.
figure out why my carriage is filled with bees.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow.
Seems kind of urgent.
Yeah. Okay, so let's say please tell us in the comments what are you working on, even if it's a bees problem, I guess. And we'll see you in 30 minutes.
All right.
Okay. So how did it go for you? I see that we have some people in the chat that. Hello, Sarita. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name.
Hey.
Evelyn also is here. So it's early evening for us in France and Germany. I guess it's nearly 7 p.m. So this is my boyfriend.
Aw,
I was
how
wondering.
cute.
Okay, is there a story behind that
The
name?
name. So it's like, how do you say broccoli in English? Broccoli, I guess.
I think so, no?
Yeah.
Broccoli?
So I don't know. Yeah, it's the same. I'm not sure why it's his nicknames. But I think it's his sister that calls him like that.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So did the sprint went well for you?
Yeah, I finished I finished my first read through of chapter 10. And it's about
Nice.
2,000 words, so I went through that. It looks like it's going to be pretty easy to go through. I think I'll be able to finish it today, so that's nice.
Awesome.
Perfect. Yeah.
So I wouldn't say that it went very well. I feel like I've run into this issue that I often have or used to have when I was typing, but maybe it's also an issue of getting back to the draft. It's like a lot of let's get to the point, you know, a lot of where are we and kind of slowly moving to where things actually happen. So I wrote 623 words, but not words that I'm super happy about. But yeah, I guess we're now at the point where it starts.
Sorry. Yeah, that's still words, so that counts.
It's like warm-up words.
Yeah, did you do some brainstorming before? Because you said you just went back to your drafts.
Yeah, I did do some brainstorming. I had to figure out like my characters are kind of underground in a cavernous labyrinth, kind of, and there's like a weird sound, and I didn't know when I wrote that like so long ago. I didn't actually know what that was, what they were heading towards, and so that's what I brainstormed. But I didn't really brainstorm how the scene would go.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh, Jim is here.
Oh, Jim's here. Okay, so Jim got 196 words handwritten. Handwritten, wow. That's
well, then to count them too.
Yeah.
That was my question.
That's the question, yes. Then James here had a late night with the neighbors. Okay, I see.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Saturday is for late night, so I hope you had fun. And thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Sarita say fast handwriting and counting. Actually, I went chapter 13. I was revising it, so it went really well. I revised 14,000. That's how you say
100?
1,400, sorry. Yeah, 14,000 is a bit much. 1,400 words.
You're a machine.
Yeah, but like it was most of them were already written, so you know.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Totally
That's
fair. Yeah.
what I would say, like half a page or something like that. That reminds me of like in school. I don't know if that was how you did it too, when we had to write essays and we would write them by hand, and then we had to like quickly count, or like more or less count.
Did you have to count the words?
Yeah,
Oh.
I had to write down, like, because I don't know, there wasn't really like a maximum or minimum, but just the teacher wanted to know how many words that they were checking or something. And I
Yeah.
would always write so much, like pages, and always up to the very last minute. So it was always a little stressful.
Yeah, I've always been an underwriter. I did, yeah, when people were doing like 6 pages, I did like just 2, something like that.
But
2 or
you
3.
got it out, like what you wanted to say?
I think so. Well, till high school, I had some pretty good grades. Then I was not it was not the same, but yeah,
Yeah.
I did manage to say what I wanted to say in a few words.
Yeah. But that's so good. I would always like plan for a long time to try to figure out what I wanted to say, and then a lot of time had already passed, and then I would take like so many words to try and get it all out. It would never really get to the point where I actually had the end, or the like the conclusion. I still got good grades, but yeah. Mm. But I wonder, like, nowadays they probably use laptops, I suppose.
Yeah, I would say when I switched from like all the way up to, I guess, just elementary school, I was completely, everything was like handwritten. But then I went to homeschool for middle school, so then we did everything at home on computers and whatever
Okay.
books we were given. And in high school, everything was online, so we used, I think, Google Drive for most assignments,
So
for
modern.
writing assignments.
Yeah, I know that exams were handwriting even in in university. But then when we had essay, we could just type them and send it over to the
Yeah.
professor.
But like anything that we did in school was handwritten. Yeah. What did you want to say, Araya?
I was just going to say that my handwriting is never good enough to be able to read. So, and I love spell check, so I need
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's so interesting to see people's handwriting. Yeah. Like, I don't know, it tells something about them, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm curious what your handwriting is.
I can show you.
And yeah, and also
Yes.
apparently I can't see it.
It's legible.
Yeah. But apparently it depends also on the country you're in. Like, people doesn't have I guess the culture you have, you don't learn to write the same way. Some people write in capitals or
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys, were you guys required to learn cursive or anything? I don't know yet.
yes. Yes, we learn in cursive, but after we had a mix of cursive and like how do you say the font you use when it's written in a computer? I don't know if there's a word for that.
Block letters or something?
Maybe, yeah. So I think my handwriting is a mix of block letter and cursive.
Mine too.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do it properly anymore.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
There's so much comments in the chat. So Jim had a raclette night. Do you know what raclette is?
It's like cheese, no?
It's like cheese, yes. It's Swiss, I guess. And Jan said, didn't know they had raclette in the States. Yes, so it's like cheese melted on potatoes and charcuterie. Well, if you like meat, but you can do on plenty of things, but it's mostly potatoes and cheese, and it's very, very tasty. We had that. We usually have that in the winter time. Yeah. So I hope you liked the raclette. Never done it before today. And Sarita was also an underwriter in high school. Yeah, absolutely cruised. On the contrary, GM was, sorry, I've always been an overwriter. Someone needed to tell me long ago to get to the point. See, that was my problem, like the other way around. Like people tell me, you just go to the point, but you don't elaborate on it.
There, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, but point is made, you know.
There it is. What more do you want?
You guys are making Jan and I feel old. Google Drive in high school? I didn't have Google Drive in high school, I think so. I had just Word, I guess. Well, we didn't use Google Drive. We typed a bit, but no, I don't know if you typed. Oh, that was so long ago. Well, it was 10 years for me. So.
Same.
I think it was only 8 years ago for me. I graduated in 2017.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, graduated in 2014. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah?
Yeah. Seems like
I'm always, yeah. Yeah, it seems like ages ago, but yeah, it was 10 years ago, 11 years ago now. So yeah, am I continued right? Yes, I. Word Perfect and Microsoft Word. Word Perfect. I don't know this software.
Me neither.
Oh, careful! There's a cat incoming.
Oh.
Oh,
Pretty.
saying hello to the world. Sarita said she realized I had a veggie raclette at the Christmas market last year. It was freaking yummy. Yes. Yes, it is. It's a really yummy. Sorry, miss. Sorry. It's a really yummy meal. Yeah. Oh, we're telling each graduation year, 1995. See, I wasn't born yet.
Me neither.
Sorry, Jan.
My parents hadn't even graduated high school.
2013. Okay, so you're a year older than us. Well, I did skip a class, I guess. So I'm not sure. Like, I don't know. A grade, yeah.
That's what we call it here.
Yeah. Okay.
I think you must be younger than me.
Yeah.
I was like a little bit old in school. Like I was almost 7, I think. Almost 7 when I started.
Okay. Yeah, I think I was 5.5, I guess. And I couldn't go to, and it couldn't, I don't know. There was something like I couldn't go to elementary school because I was too young, you know? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
20 years coming up. Wow. Congratulations. Okay, so if anyone has any question, don't hesitate. May have a question. Well, if you want to answer, you don't. But like, what do you think is the most difficult part of writing a book for you?
Wait.
Everything.
Many. Um, um, I think. I mean, I haven't done all of the parts yet,
Yeah.
so I feel like the most fun I was having was with world building, though it is difficult too. But it is fun. Yeah, I don't know. I guess the drafting. I don't know.
And is it the first time you drafting a book? Like from end to finish?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had once when I was like in, I don't know, maybe 11th grade or something. I had like a moment where I decided I'm going to write a story, and I declared it to my friends, and I was so sure that I would finish. It wasn't necessarily like this is a book, but this is a story and like a long story. And I was like, I'm going to finish. And I wrote, I think, like 10,000 words or something.
Okay.
And then it fizzled out.
Yeah. Same for me. Yeah, when I was in middle school, I guess. I had a pretty. I didn't know where I was going, so it just fizzled out. Yes.
Oh.
What about you, Araya?
I would have to say probably there's been different phases. I think the hardest part about drafting for me was that finding the time to do so and to stop like binge writing. Like it took me a long time to get into a routine and to do it consistently instead of like spending a weekend writing 10,000 words and then not touching my first draft for like a month until I worked on it again. I think that was really hard for me to find the consistency and to get into the story enough that I wanted to continue working on it consistently. And then I feel like draft two, I did have a hard time figuring out my revision style. I feel like just when you start something new every time, just finding what works for you, figuring out what it is, like what is revising. And so I feel like right now is probably the easiest spot that I've been in on my second round of revision because I know what my revision style is and I know what I'm kind of doing now. So I think everything up until this point was hard.
Yeah.
So I think it's getting a little to the point where it's kind of getting not necessarily fun, but kind of fun. And it feels more like a story now, so that's nice.
Ooh. That sounds good. I had never really thought about like having a revision style, but it makes sense. There's so much variety in the way that we draft. So yeah, makes sense.
Everybody does it differently because like I kind of do a little bit of everything as I go, and some people will do more drafts, but they break it up and they get through it quicker, like where they're just focusing on developmental stuff and then move on from there. But I'm kind of doing developmental stuff, scene level stuff, and still not necessarily line editing, but still watching my grammar and everything else I can pick up.
I think I do the same as you, but I'm still figuring it out because I had a hard time. Yeah, because I didn't know you could revise actually. I don't know. I had to say that, but for me it was like you write a book and then that's it. You have written your entire book, and it's really difficult for me to get back to those words. Like when they are written, it's like it's done, but no, you can always improve. And yeah. And so Jim likes outlining and revision because he's a much better big picture thinker. Yeah, I don't really like outlining. I think I have a difficult time. Like I know where I want to go, but I have difficult time to find the good like transition and stuff. I'm always thinking uh, like it's always asking myself too many questions, and I'm like, oh, but I can't do that because that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
What about Sarita said first drafts is the hardest part for me. Yeah. Start doing some revision on the start. Yes.
But it's good to know that you like the thing that comes after.
Yeah, you just have to get the words on the page to be able to
Yeah, that's
revise.
maybe it's getting to the end. It's really difficult also because you want to work on what you already have, but you have to, yeah, get the word on the page. And I think maybe it's what you say is that like the learning process. Maybe it's the most complicated part. I think like when you're figuring things out, you don't really know what you're doing and stuff, and you can't. I mean, like also to really help me to to learn what people are doing, but at the same time you can't be in their computer and look at at their draft, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I wish I had like some like examples of zero drafts, so I see what it is like, or example of how do you define what is developmental edits and scene level edits, you know, stuff like that. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot of time to develop some sort of understanding when you don't, as you said, like see it black on white, on paper or whatever. Yeah.
Um, I don't know. I don't know how much we have been talking. Maybe we should do another sprint. What do you say?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Okay,
Yeah.
so let's go back to the focus. 30 minutes, or is that
Anywhere.
30 works? Yeah. Oh, actually, there's a really good comment from Sarita. There are so many different ways that people do outlining, drafting, revision, edits, alpha, beta, etc. reading. It's just good to have a bit of community here to get feedback, I suppose. That's true, yes. Yeah.
Well, I feel like it's not just feedback. I feel like with just watching AuthorTube and watching different people's version of like vlogs and stuff or days in the life,
Mm,
it's easy. You don't feel alone though too,
yeah.
and just see different styles and everything is nice too.
Mm. And I think live writing sprints like this really helps to get some words down and get motivated to write together. So,
Yes.
yeah, so let's go. Up. Yay! Another done.
Yeah. You've done a whole hour of writing.
Mm.
Awesome.
How did you go?
Rhea?
Oh, sorry, I don't want to be
Gamer focus. For me, I just finished. I think I finally finished chapter 10. Finally, I just started it this morning, but it's done. So once,
Yay!
so I'll move things around and check it off my revision checklist as done. I didn't have very many notes for it, so I think it's probably one of the least edited chapters so far. So that's nice.
That's
Nice.
awesome. Is it? Am I remembering right that every chapter is like one story? Was that like that?
Well, I think all of them but one. Chapter 6 has 3 short stories, but yes. Besides that one, each story in my book is a short story, a hunting short story. So,
And was this one special that it came out like more polished or something?
I think the biggest thing is when I restructured my plot and figured out a better idea of what the theme for my book was before I jumped into this draft. This one still fit it pretty well, so I didn't have to fix a lot of things or I didn't have to add any new scenes to it. So I basically just read through it and fixed like sentence level things, my prose, rather than having to add a new scene, delete stuff, or fix the intro and conclusion. But it's also pretty short, so it's just a pretty quick hunt. So it's very action driven. There's not a lot of extra stuff I had to fix, so that was nice.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
And then my dog came in the room and joined me. She's hiding.
Oh,
Another pretty face.
yes. I did finish my chapter 13.
Yay!
Yeah, and I hit the 25K.
Oh my god! That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome. So that's pretty nice. And then I did some outlining because I'm kind of doing it as I go. I know a bit like what I want to do, but there's some things that I'm tweaking and stuff. So, what about you, Tanya?
I don't know. I'm still having a hard time, I feel like. But yeah, I kind of got to where things happen. I'm still not sure. I don't know. It's moving slowly, but at least it's moving. And I also feel like I've kind of lost a sense of my character. So I'm writing dialogue, and I couldn't even tell you who says who because like I'm just writing the back and forth. But yeah, I don't know. It's rough.
So, Sierra. Hey, Sierra. Hope you have a lovely day. So good to see you. And Ali Bellbrook also dropped by. I don't know if you're still here, but thank you so much for showing and commenting. Evelyn say, yeah, that's awesome to Araya, I think. Yeah. Because you finished your chapter. Yeah. GM got all 3 boxer best. Best. Sorry. I need a nap now. Yeah, me too. I need a nap. Actually, I'm feeling a bit sick, so yeah, that's not. I'm feeling a bit dizzy, but I guess bathing your dog must have been a hard task. Yeah. I don't know, I have a cat, so she does it herself. Jim managed 239 words, decent warm-up. I'm actually surprised since today is the first day drafting apart from zero drafting in a while. Wow, okay. So I'm really interested in the concept of zero drafting. I might try that, but I'm not sure how it's done, you know? Like, is it like just like sort of a script, or do you do? I guess you can do whatever you want because it's your draft at the end of the day, but I don't know.
For me, I don't necessarily zero draft, but I fast draft sometimes,
Mm.
especially in certain short stories. So for like mine and stuff, since it's like a nonfiction short story, I like write down what I remember, and then I just like fast draft the story, and then that just means I like just write and don't stop and fix things. I just put words on the paper, and then I go back and fix through it.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't know if I can do that because I'm so like, oh no, I need to think every words, you know. Yeah. But that sounds like a good way to get words on the page, and at least you have your story, I guess. Mm. People say your dog is beautiful, and I agree. She's what's her name again?
Mina.
Mina, yes.
Aw.
It's a husky,
Yeah, she's a Siberian.
a
She's pretty
Siberian.
small, so it's nice. She's only like 40 pounds.
Oh. Da, 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 da. Sorry. So there's a comment for you, Tanya. Sometimes it helps to do a skeleton draft, almost like writing a script just to get through the scene.
That was what I was just thinking as you mentioned zero drafting. I was like, that maybe is what I should do in the next sprint.
Mm.
Yeah. Thank you. Yes. That would probably help.
Fast drafting is so interesting to me as a concept. I could never. Every draft is a total draft for me. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's as I said, I'm really conscious of my every word, so I'm a bit like you. But I think it's maybe it's like some muscle you have to exercise to be able to do it and let go of your perfectionism. Mm. I wrote only maybe 100-ish words, but I just had an idea for this chapter where my MC is trailing something, but then he ends up at being attacked by a monster that later in the story lets other go. Oh, that's nice.
Mm.
And that's always really good when you have like an idea that's coming up in the story when you're writing. And you're like, yes, that's how I want to do that. Yeah.
Such a good feeling.
Yeah, all in all, I was struggling until this lady came together. Yeah. For me, a zero draft is like an expanded outline. Okay. It's the story, but no consideration for prose. It's like writing a scene like an excited 12-year-old. Yeah. Usually, for this book at least, I write the first draft of the scene right after I zero draft it, but this time I did a bunch of scene at once because the pacing is so fast. Okay.
That is so interesting.
Yeah, that is. Jan, have to go. Bye, Jan. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Hopefully, he gets rid of his bees.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah. Let us
update
know.
us on the bees situation. Maybe in one of his video. Do you want to do another sprint, or do you want to stop right now? I don't know. Or if people have some question in the chat, we can ask some. We can answer some question. Let's see what we do.
I mean, depending on if there's any question, but I would be down to try a little bit of this zero drafting. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. You
On
seem
my free time.
in the, how do you say, in the zone.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, Jim said, now that Jan is gone, we can talk about him behind his back. But Jan is a legend and can do no wrong. That's true. Yeah,
I don't know. I was just getting caught up on his videos yesterday.
yeah. I really like the kind of jump scare he does with his mask. Oh, his wig also. He has a wig.
Or when he is it in the closet or whatever that other thing that he does in his videos.
He sure is creative.
Yeah, I'm sure he's glad we're talking about him.
I can ask a question if you guys want.
Oh yes, go ahead.
What's your guys' like favorite or least favorite character that you are writing or have written?
Oh,
Oh my god.
that's
Mm.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a character that I really don't like. But like, I'm trying to. I think I wrote him very like he's a bit of an ass, you know. And I'm trying to make it more, not just like, how do you say, a bit more uh,
Likeable?
like maybe not likable, but a bit more relatable, I guess, or um, like a real person, you know. It's just not one-sided. Yeah, that's what I want. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, is the half brother of my main character, and yeah, is really pretentious, and he doesn't like his half brother also. But yeah, and there's this all well, they are all princess and royal, so he's a bit
A royal pain in the butt.
yeah. Exactly. Yeah, and he's a bit entitled also, a lot entitled.
But it sounds like fun to write such a character.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm trying to make it more not more yeah, not one-sided, and like a bit less clueless also, because he's a bit like, oh yes, I'm the prince, and I want that. You're like, okay, maybe we should find something else to him.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, I think my favorite is my female main character. So she's not really the main character in the first book, but she will be the main POV in the second book. And her name is Louise. And I don't know, I really like her because she's she's not like your typical strong female character. You know, she's a bit more like maybe she's a bit like Sansa in Game of Thrones. You know, so she's kind of what do you say? Faded at first, but then she tries to reclaim her power and stuff. So yeah.
Ooh. That is interesting. But I can imagine that happens.
It's a writing crush, so don't tell my wife.
I wonder.
We all have our book crushes.
Yeah. I wonder how that is for like romance writers, if they crush a lot on their characters.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite or least favorite, Tanya?
I don't know if I have a least favorite. Maybe I should have a character like yours, like someone who's kind of easy not to like. But one character that was kind of a surprise to me that was fun to write is like she's more like a side character. She's the younger sister of one of the four main characters, and she's like, I don't know how old she's maybe like 12 or something, and she has this attitude of like she knows everything and she likes to take charge, and I don't know, I just find her charming. Or like she has like she's kind of dynamic, I guess. So I like her, but yeah, I don't know that I have a least favorite yet. Yeah. How about you, Araya?
I guess since
how does that work with memoir?
Yeah, that's what I was
saying. I'd be the protagonist. My dad's the antagonist.
Oh.
So I think the hardest part is probably myself. Like some days it's like really easy, and other days I'm like, what would I have thought at this age? I'm like, I don't know.
Oh.
So sometimes it's just trying to be in the right headspace that I was, because the book starts, chapter 1 starts when I am 9 and goes till I'm 23. So the first half of it's like the first 8 chapters. No, first like 7. I'm pretty young. And so the first half, it was a little hard to figure out what kind of thoughts I would have had, and watching my language, because I didn't start cussing until probably almost college. So, and then there was a switch in there for me, because being out at hunting camp, I tended to cuss a lot more. But it's just finding the right language and being in the right headspace when I go from the first half of the book to the last half. And like it's been hard to figure out like my own like identity change throughout the book, and just figuring that out while I go.
That is fascinating.
Yeah. And you have to, I don't know, like look upon yourself and stuff, and it's a really great exercise, I think.
Yeah. Figure out all my flaws and put it on paper.
Yeah. And how you grow also, yeah. Sarita said that's such a hard question, but a good question. GM said, my least favorite is Alex. Is a minor character who has a big impact on the FMC. I'd be perfectly okay if I kill him off. Yeah. It's funny killing off your characters. I don't know if you have done that. Well, Araya, I don't think so because
Oh god.
you can't.
Not
Oh.
people anyway.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Bye, Evelyn. Thank you so much for. Well, I guess you're gone now, but thank you so much for being there. Oh, there's a question for you, Araya. Do you journal?
Not really. No, I've thought about getting into it. I've also thought about like creating my own sort of. Not, I guess it would kind of be a journal or something where I'd have what I'd want to write down for my short stories because I started the blog, so I want to like keep writing stories. And so I think I do want to get into it so that I can capture more things of like a hunt or paddleboarding or different adventures I go on. I wouldn't mind having some sort of journal where I could document it and make it easier to write it and not have to be so creative with certain details because I've forgotten them. So I think I want to more in the past and in the future because I haven't been doing it.
Okay. Do you journal, Tanya? I guess you can answer the question also.
No, not really.
No. Yeah. I
I
tried to.
sometimes do
Yeah.
like problem solving. That's what I've done lately a little bit, like on the page. But it's not like me just letting out any thoughts or something. It's more like, what do I feel about this question? How should I go about this? And
Oh,
it's more like that.
that's super interesting also. So like it's like you write down a problem to untangle the
Yeah.
things. Yeah. Okay.
I don't know. I just find it easier. I always feel like when I try to think through something, like without anything to anchor me or something, my thoughts either go like in circles or they just float anywhere else. And with the page, it's easier for me to like stay there and go deeper. Like,
Oh, for the other question. So Sarita Fave is a little bit of everyone in a current whip, work in progress. I think because there are pieces of family memories, myself, people I care about in them. Yeah. Jim said, actually, I'm curious who wrote journals. Office Youth is a bit of a journal, I guess, though. Yes, that's true. His favorite is definitely the main antagonist, but also I've made him like this twisted, charismatic horse that everyone gets sucked in by his image. So I hate that about him, but obviously love writing it. Oh yes, must be a really interesting antagonist. I love writing antagonists actually. Yeah, I try to write my main character a bit like an anti-hero, but I don't know if that maybe I should work on it more so it's a bit more morally gray, you know. Yeah, well, it's not the same as antagonist, but I love writing my antagonist digging deep and trying to pull out the darkness inside me. So much fun in a safe space. Yes.
that's true.
GM said, I started a journal for the purposes of tracking players on the soccer team. I call it my book of men. Oh.
Huh?
So I guess
Mm.
you're writing a sports romance, is that right? I don't know. I think I saw it somewhere, maybe on the Discord, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry about that. Not gonna lie, I do love writing a twisted antagonist. In the past, my husband has asked, why did you even do that? Yeah.
Because I can.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, there's a question for you, Tanya. Are you still dictating?
Yeah, I've said I'm not 100% sure at the moment. Right now I'm typing, and I was thinking that maybe I would go back to typing more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess you can do both, no?
Yeah. Maybe it's more of like, okay, now I have like a toolbox, and I can choose. Yeah, I've just felt some sort of resistance lately to the idea of talking out loud. But yeah. Have
Actually,
you guys dictated?
sorry, what?
Have you guys ever dictated?
I tried to, like for an outline, but then it was a bit like I was doing it on Scrivener, so it was not really working
Yeah.
that well. But I found that I like to read my sentences out loud to see if I like them or if they are well paced and stuff. So, but I never did it for a first draft.
Mm.
Mm. And you, Aria?
I haven't dictated this project at all. When I do revise my third pass of the chapter, I read it aloud. That's why I turned my camera off in the last sprint because I was reading it aloud.
Oh.
And I usually try to work through it. And so I usually read it aloud, try to get all the expressions and catch the things that vocally sound wrong or audibly, whatever you want to call it. And then I tweak it. So it's usually just little stuff at that point. But sometimes I do find a paragraph that I'm like, this completely sounds weird, but I read it aloud and then I fix it. But I didn't dictate, no.
Okay. Oh, that's super interesting to read it aloud for revision, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you? Sorry, but do you read it like straight, sort of, or do you read it almost like narrating it? Do you do things with your face? I don't know.
I don't know. Probably my face is pretty expressive, but I use my hands and I try to change my voice when I switch back and forth from me to my dad, just to put myself in the scene and to make sure it would be something I would say or he would say. I mean, I could still be messing it up, and my mom could read it and be like, "Your dad would never say this," but yes, I try to be more expressive with it to get the full effect of the
Yeah.
story.
Oh my god, that's so interesting.
Yeah. I know you can do like a reading thing on Scrivener, but I think it's a very robotic voice, so it's not the same
I've used
that.
Word before.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I'll do what you do.
Mm.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I think for line editing, it must be quite useful also to know where you have to tweak the sentence. Mm. Sarita do that too, reading aloud to make sure it reads properly and makes sense. Yeah.
I also tend to catch like repetitive words a little easier, and I'm like, I just said that word two, 3 times. I don't need to say it again.
Yeah. That's my problem also. I always use the same words. James said I do text to speech sometimes. That's what I was talking about. The function on the software you use. I don't like listening to myself read. I find the reading out loud is very tiring also. Yeah. I don't know how guys do it. You know, in the Discord, she does. They do a my story time some days where they read aloud our stories. So that's really nice. but it must be really exhausting because I don't know, or maybe it's because I'm not used to it.
Hmm.
Yeah. I believe it's sorry. Do you want to do another sprint? Maybe a shorter one this time? Yeah. Yeah, because you wanted to try a zero draft, Tanya.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you have still time for it, I say we go. Yeah. What do you think?
Me, I'm in. I don't know. Rhea?
You too. Yes.
I
mean, if you have,
well,
yeah, if
technically,
you have,
I'm done probably with this, but I have something else I can work on, so I can do
okay.
that instead.
Do you want to do maybe a 20? 20? It will be shorter then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. Let's. I need to find out how I'm going to. Yes, that was in the setting. Ah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay. This one. Yes. Okay. Ready? Let's go.
All right.
All right. How did it go?
I would say better.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did
I
you
might
try?
do this now. Like it's I'm almost writing it for the mix between the oh. Was I frozen or something?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it went a
Oh
bit.
no.
You're good now,
Okay.
though.
Yeah, what did you say?
I was just saying that it went well. I'm trying to do a sort of zero draft sort of thing. I'm almost writing it from like an omniscient point of view. So I'm not as deep in the characters, but like I don't know them as well anyway. So I feel like this helps me to move faster. So yeah, good idea, Jim. How about you guys?
I did start my 14 chapter 14, so that's cool. And I think yeah, I think it really helped me this life to get unstuck. I wrote a lot. Well, I did some progress, so it's really good. Yeah. How about you, Maria?
Um, I marked chapter 10 off my checklist, moved it over from to do to completed, tweaked with a blog post I'm working on, and then I had to go talk to my fiance. He's going shopping with his groomsmen to finally go get some stuff for the wedding. So
Oh, exciting! Yeah. Is the wedding soon?
it's not until April, so we still have some time. I've
Yeah.
been procrastinating things. I've saved the dates and I've had them since May. I need to send them.
Wow, that must be really exciting. So Jim did 200 more words. I'm glad it was helpful for you.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yes. Wrote 288 words. My character are currently crossing a river and a note to them are about to get attacked by giant eels. Oh my god. I hate eels. It freaks me out. Mm.
Yeah, they're creepy.
Yeah. Now you can go back later and fine tune the prose into what you like without worry about whether or not your story beats are going to be there. Oh, okay. That's cool. So it really helps you. So that's nice. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you say hi to the camera? There's my cat right here. You can see her face. Okay, so thank you so much for being here for my first stream. It was really nice. I hope you like it. And it was, oh, hello. It was really great talking to you. She was asleep the whole time and now she's here. Stop. Don't. Yeah. Oh,
She wants to say
okay.
bye bye.
Yeah, she say bye bye. To say bye bye. Do you have please if you have some I don't know things to share to us, like where do we can find you? Please tell us. Sorry. Up. So I hope you are subscribed to Tanya and Araya channel, but I think so since we are we are all friends here. um, yeah, so I guess we'll stop here if you're okay with that. Thank you so much for being here and see you soon, I guess.
Must.
Yeah.
Ooh.